Hello friends, welcome to our channel where we try to simplify the complicated world of personal finance for you. Today we are going to speak about how to calculate the ideal corpus required for retirement. This is one of the hot topics which we get questioned on a regular basis by our clients, wherein we are presented with a set of data in terms of what are the different investments which they have made and would that investment of theirs suffice the requirement of retirement as a whole. The answer to this question is not very simple. We will have to go through too many say number crunching, and based on our vast experience, we managed to develop a proprietary calculator of ours, and we have hosted it on our website, finsim.in, which ideally caters to about 80 to 90% of all the generic scenarios. Yes, there will be about 10 to 20% of people whose calculations might not actually fit into these calculators. That's when you need to reach out to your financial planner who can facilitate the calculation exercise and then guide you in the right direction. For the time being, let's look at that 80% of the population and see how this calculator would come in handy. If you go to finsim.in and the calculator section, we have developed four calculators, out of which retirement corpus is the major one, where we have tried incorporating all the elements. Let's get into retirement corpus. You need to furnish basic information in terms of your name, number, what's your current age, at what age you want to retire, let's say 50 in this case, and what is the life expectancy of you or your spouse. If I have to take 85, current household expenses around 40,000, yearly contribution which goes towards employee provident fund around 1.4 lakh, annual salary increase assuming around a 7%, monthly equity investment, monthly SIP mutual fund investments which you do with equity mutual funds being around 20k. What is the current value of the mutual funds which is there in your account? Let's assume it to be 3.6. Current value of direct investments made in equity around 1.5 lakhs. Current value of debt instrument around 1 lakh. Total accumulated value so far in your EPF account around 4.5 lakh. The next page is all about feeding in the appropriate amount of returns. It's completely flexible, it's not rigid. You can enter the returns as per the situation. If I have to take the current situation into account, EPF increase, I have averaged it at 6%, considering the past trend where the EPF interest rates are moving southwards. Mutual fund return being around 11%, direct equity investment return at 13%, debt investments giving an yield of about 5%, current inflation rate of 6%. This plays a vital role. This is used in order to calculate what is the future value of the household expenses which we would incur. It also comes into handy in calculating what is the inflation adjusted rate with which we will be able to survive during our post-retirement period. Portfolio return post-retirement, let's mellow it down to 7.9%. Pre-retirement, let's take it as 9.9%, assuming higher allocation is going to be made towards equity. Let's agree to the terms and condition and submit. It's going to generate an email which should come to your mailbox with the email ID which you have already furnished. So let's look at the information. If you look at the email, it basically contains three sections. The first section is the data which you have entered. Second is the assumed rates which we managed to alter in case of post-retirement to 7.9%. So this is the inflation adjusted return which we were speaking about, 1.79%. The last section is what you will have to pay more attention to once you receive the email. It basically reveals the information in terms of what is the number of years which you are left for retirement and how many years you will have to survive post retirement, assuming 50 as a retirement age and life expectancy being 85. You are looking at about 35 years of retirement life. After 15 years down the line, the 40,000 rupees monthly expenses which you are incurring is going to go up to almost about 95,862 rupees, considering an inflation rate of 6%. And in order to survive 35 years of retirement period, taking into account the inflation adjusted rate of 1.79, you need to accumulate a corpus of close to about 3 crores. The next few rows basically speaks about the future value of the accumulated investments which you have made so far. For example, the yearly contribution which you would be making towards EPFO balance, that being around 54 lakhs. The accumulated corpus of EPFO, the balance which you had, the 4.5 lakh, works out to be 10.78. Future value of mutual funds would be around 1.05 crores. Future value of equities, 9.38 lakhs. Future value of debt investments around 2 lakhs. Target corpus is basically calculated by way of taking in the total corpus required and deducting all these future values which we just spoke of. We are running short of almost about 1.2 crores in order to achieve our retirement goal. In order to achieve this, we would require a monthly investment of close to about 29,970 rupees. This is the starting point for your retirement planning. This will help you in understanding where you currently stand as of now. Once you know what is the problem, you will be able to address the problem. This is where you will have to reach out to your financial planner, who is going to guide you through the entire process of how this 29,970 rupees needs to be allocated to different investment vehicles in order to bridge this particular gap of 3 lakh and 1 lakh, 1.2 lakh. I hope you found this video to be very useful. If you do, please do share it with your friends and family. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. We will keep releasing more valuable videos for improving your financial literacy. Thank you.